Hey everyone, welcome back to another Beast of the Mesozoic Ceratopsian series review. Today we're taking a look at the Medusaceratops. This beautiful looking figure retails for $69.99, and I'll leave a link in the description to Creative Beast Studios if you want to order this figure. And if you're outside the US, Everything Dinosaur is also stocking these, so I'll also leave a link to them. This will be the last of the Wave 1 figures I review till the end of the year. My wife's getting me the rest of the Wave 1 figures because nothing says Christmas like buying your grown-ass husband some dinosaur toys. So before we take a closer look at this figure, let's just go over the packaging really quick. Comes in the standard Beast of the Mesozoic style packaging. You have this beautiful sleeve with the artwork of the Medusaceratops on the front. And on top of the box, you have the Beast of the Mesozoic logo. On the side of the box, same logo, but with the silhouette of the Triceratops. And on the back, you have a checklist of all the Wave 1 figures with some facts about Medusaceratops. And just like all the rest of the figures in the line, you get this beautiful collector card with the same artwork that's on the front and back of the packaging. And then turn around, you get some facts about this figure. So that will do it for the packaging. Let's take a look at this beautiful looking figure. So let's start out with a nice 360-degree view of the Medusaceratops. The color scheme on this figure is quite striking. That's because most of the figures in this line have their color schemes modeled after real-life animals, and the Medusaceratops is based off the Cape girdled lizard, and I have to say I love this vibrant color scheme. The main body is this very deep purple color. You have a little bit of black mixed in there with orange and yellow highlights, and I just think it makes for a very stunning display piece. There's a little bit of blue highlights on the face, and the figure has blue eyes, which I absolutely love blue eyes on dinosaur figures. Then you get some nice bright orange and white for the frill, and then you have these really cool looking bands over the horn, and they do look a tiny bit cartoony, but I kind of like them. So let's just do a couple quick measurements. This figure is 12.5 inches long from the tip of the beak to the tip of the tail, and just about 5 inches tall to the top of the frill. So this figure is one of the largest in Wave 1. I think the Protoceratops is the only one that comes close to this size. As we get into Wave 2 and 3, these figures are going to get a lot bigger. So in real life, Medusaceratops was just under 20 feet long. So with those measurements, that put this figure right at that 1/18 scale range. So let's zoom in and take a look at some of the finer details on this figure, starting with this beautiful head sculpt. I have to say, the 7 Wave 1 figures I've gotten in so far, this is my favorite head sculpt. It's absolutely beautiful looking. You get some nice scale detail along the muzzle. And as you get up to the frill, the scales get larger. And they have these really nice gray horns with these darker gray stripes on it. They are a little cartoony looking, but I think it's a unique touch. It makes this figure stand out even more. My only tiny critique would be if these were just blended in a little bit better, not looking so sharp and crisp. It might look a little bit more natural. Then you have some nice yellow paint along the muzzle and then some orange right around the nostril area. The beak is painted in gray, and then opening up the mouth, you can see it's painted in pink with a gloss coat to give it that wet look. And I don't think the camera can really pick it up, but if you look really far back into the jaws, you can see some teeth sculpted in there. Then you have these striking blue eyes with a black pupil. And like I said, I absolutely love blue eyes on dinosaurs. I think it just looks absolutely beautiful. They have a little bit of blue highlights along the cheek area, and then the spikes along the side of the frill are painted a gray color, and then the spikes on top of the frill also have that dark gray striping. Then you have that bright orange and white for the middle of the frill to make it stand out. And then going down to the neck, the figure has a very thick and powerful looking neck. The top of the body is this very dark purple, almost black color. Then it goes into this really deep purple color, which I absolutely love. I think it just looks absolutely fantastic. I just love how the purple, the orange, and the yellow just contrast with each other. It really makes this figure pop on your shelf. And from head to toe, there's all beautiful scale detail on here. You can actually pick out some very large osteoderms sculpted in on the back and the top of the hips. And then going down to the front legs, you can see more of that deep purple and yellow contrast with each other. The toe claws are painted in with gray paint. And then going down to the hind legs, same thing. The hind claws are painted in with some light gray paint. And then you have this nice orangey wash over here to bring out all that beautiful scale detail along the thigh. And turn the figure over, the underside of the stomach is painted in white. And right here you can see a little bit of a cloaca slit. And then going down to the tail, you can see some orange and yellow striping along the tail, and some more of those large osteoderms that go all the way down to the tip. So all in all, just an absolutely beautiful, beautiful looking figure. I really digging this vibrant color scheme on this figure. Moving on to articulation, the mouth can close and open that far. You have some rotation at the base of the neck, along as some nice side to side movement. The neck can move up about that far and down. The neck joint on this one is really, really tight. I have to work on it a little bit more with a hair dryer. I don't want to force it too much because, as you can see, I am getting a couple little paint scuffs on it. And then the base of the neck can also rotate from side to side. Let me just zoom out a little bit. You get to see how much head movement you can get with the neck joint. And then going down to the hind legs, legs can move forwards and backwards. You have a very tight joint at the elbow that allows the leg to swing 360 degrees, and you have some rotation at the front foot and a little bit of tilted for up and down movement. And then getting to the midpoint of the body, there is some articulation by twisting it, and you can get a tiny bit of side to side movement. Going down to the hind legs, legs can move 360 degrees. At the hips, you have a bend at the knee, and it doesn't really go that far back. Like, I kind of wish there was a little bit of a cut. Is that a piece of paint that just flicked off my finger? Might have been. I was kind of a little rough twisting that body. Kind of wish there was a little bit of a cut right here to allow the hind legs to swing up a little bit more. I just think that would add a little bit more range of motion. And then going down to the ankle, you got some forwards and backwards movement. It also can rotate 360 degrees. Same thing with the foot articulation. You can tilt it back and forwards a little bit and rotate it. And then going down to the tail, tail can swing up, swing down, and you get some nice, good side to side movement. So just like all the other figures, it's pretty much exactly the same articulation. All right, let's move on with comparisons. First up is the Beast of the Mesozoic Raptor series, Dromaeosaurus. And next up, here it is with the Oldobrosaurus Carnage Collection, Styracosaurus. And here it is with the Papo Pentaceratops. And here it is with the Collectae Medusaceratops, which I believe is the only other Medusaceratops figure on the market. It's pretty cool. You can have these two displayed next to each other, make this one look like a baby, and this one is one of the parents protecting it. And here it is with the infamous Papo Giganotosaurus. And here it is with the GR Toys Spinosaurus. Let me just try to rearrange these on the studio really quick. And lastly, here it is with some of its wave mates, the Chasmosaurus and the adorable Zuniceratops. So final thoughts on this Medusaceratops. Just like the rest of the series that have been given high praise, this figure is fantastic. I absolutely love the vivid color scheme on it. The blue eyes look absolutely striking on it. The articulation is fun to mess around with, and this is also one of the largest figures available in Wave 1. So yes, definitely highly recommend this figure. And like I said at the beginning of the review, you can pick this figure up directly from Creative Beast Studios, or if you're outside the US, Everything Dinosaur is now stocking these. It retails for $69.99. Links to both those sites are in the description. So that would do it for the review. Have a bunch of PNSO stuff that should be here any day, so be on the lookout for those reviews. And as always, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, show your support by hitting that subscription button just below the video. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously, and it's greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys for the next one.